Uh, Alex, you ever gonna fix your mic, boy?
Yeah, you still ain't here, fam.
You know what? You'll join whenever you join. Nick, let's talk about banana fish. Let's
Okay,
have
let's
a
talk
have a two-man fireside chat over here because everyone else
about
decided to be
banana fish.
pieces of shit.
So we learned some stuff about banana fish yesterday.
Yes, but I think we should start with summaries because I think we always start talking about a show without actually giving context to what the fuck we watched.
Okay.
What are the
So
summaries? I forgot what these. Okay, I remember the last episode. I don't remember the fourth episode. So we watched
yeah, so we're
episodes
talking
4 and
about
5.
episodes 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And so episode 4 was um pretty much the end of Ash's time in prison. So it had
Is that
basically
when
where he kind of
he's
turned against all the prisoners kind of wanted to fuck him after he got fucked. And so
then he chops off someone's dick?
yeah, he chops off somebody's dick,
But
which was solid.
I guess this was the episode after he sneaks the pill into AG's mouth. He decides not to kill Max and tells him about banana fish or what he knows about banana fish. Jesus Christ, dude.
Do, do, do. The race begins.
And then episode 5 continues on with that. He leaves jail on bail because the lawyer helps him out along with Max. Yep. And he goes to find Dino at the restaurant where they sell a bunch of little kids who got lost.
Yep.
And then AG, being a motherfucker, doesn't pull the trigger, so Shooter pulls the trigger for him. I really hope AG kills someone at some point.
You want him to become a stone cold killer?
I kind of do. Like I like just them becoming like a trio, like starting up this gang and like fighting a mafia boss. Like I like that, and I hope he actually like, becomes an actual gangster. I don't know if it'll happen, but I hope it happens.
I think that's what they're trying to lead to.
I mean, I don't know what they're fucking trying to lead to, because they did something similar with. I'm trying to remember. There's this one character I really fucking hated because they were just bitches the entire time.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, what show?
That's the thing. I don't know because I've seen so many.
Was it Alden Noah?
No, I don't think it was Noah because people actually pulled the trigger in that show.
The problem is nobody dies.
Yeah, the problem is after the trigger is pulled and bullets go in people's heads, apparently it didn't matter because
magic, space magic,
not even space magic, just
Martian magic.
Water.
Cockroaches. They put cockroach DNA in them, Brandon. You don't understand.
You can't even nuke them.
Dirty Nazi Martian magic.
Yeah. Anyways, I want AJ to become somewhat of a badass. I hope it happens. I don't know if it'll happen. Who knows? But anyways, they dive into the water, escaping the onslaught of police that are coming up after them, and they go to Max's hidey hole, where they now have decided to, I think, to go to LA is their next move. To find banana fish, even though banana fish isn't a person anymore.
Well, yeah. Everybody's understanding of banana fish is so bizarre because some people think it's the scientist dude, and other people are like it's the drug. It's very like up in the air. Like banana fish means, banana fish is going to mean the friends that we made in the end of the adventure. Is what it's going to mean.
They're gonna make that line. We're like, oh, banana fish isn't here. Banana fish was really in our hearts all along.
It's not ideology.
I would be about it. That's not true. I would hate that if they did that.
That's fucking stupid.
The cults.
We also had the death of Ash's brother in episode 4.
Yes, Ash, that's an important part actually, where Ash almost goes fucking crazy and kills Max, but he decides not to.
Well, first we have Griffin, who recognizes the doctor. So clearly the doctor was in Fallujah or whatever the fuck, Middle Eastern country that was.
I think it was Fallujah.
Which, like, that's the other thing, is, like, what we learned yesterday, I'm now questioning, like, what fucking Middle Eastern country was that?
Well, it might
was that
different.
OG Desert Storm? Or was that, like...
I don't think it is, because this was written in 1984. So, maybe? I don't know. I need a verse of history. When did Desert Storm happen? I swear that was the 90s.
Desert Storm was the 90s.
Yeah,
so 90 and 91, I think?
It couldn't have been Desert Storm. Because it was updated to, like, fit modern society or modern just time. It probably is Desert Storm in the anime, but the original was probably something different.
Okay.
Chances are it may have been Vietnam or something.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Regardless, what's important is that they're veterans.
Yes. So we're saying that potentially in the manga they were veterans of a different war, but in this it's probably Desert Storm.
Yes, I think so.
And so it seemed to suggest that the Doctor was out there in like the combat area in that time.
Yes, because the Doctor does recognize Griffin.
Yeah.
And Griffin does recognize fucking the Doctor.
And has like a PTSD flashback.
Yeah. So I don't think anyone thinks the Doctor's Banana Fish, because fucking Ash said that whoever Banana Fish may have been was in L.A. and the Doctor's clearly in New York. He doesn't know that, but
well, yeah, but I
mean,
the
guy who
Ash
told
doesn't,
him,
Edgy does, yeah.
God, I'm trying to get confused now. Ash knows about Banana Fish. Ash was told about Banana Fish by the dude who died in front of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who told him to go to L.A.
Yes.
Okay, good. So,
but AG saw the Doctor and saw Griffin mumbling about Banana Fish.
Okay, so
when he got killed.
Okay, so he thinks Banana Fish is the Doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Or something to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I don't think
knows about Banana Fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my first guess was right. Banana Fish is clearly a drug because Dino said so, and yeah.
I finally got somebody to say hard stop. This is what Banana Fish is.
Yeah, because at first I was like, oh, it's the drug, because of the full fucking Ernest Hemingway shit.
That would be the most thing.
Whatever he said, I agree with it.
It would be the most obvious thing, I believe, is what it was.
Yeah. But then they start talking about how Banana Fish is a person, or at least Ash does. So I was a little confused. So I was like, okay, well, sure, I guess it's a code word. And now they said it's a fucking drug. So now I don't know who to believe. And I don't want to believe a child molester.
Yeah, I'm not super jiggy with that either.
But he is the one that made it, so I guess it's the drug.
Although, is he really a child molester, or is he just like a...
I think he's actually a child molester. I think he actually molested, yeah.
He molested children?
For sure Piggly Wiggly did.
Yes, Piggly Wiggly molested Ash.
Yes. Yeah.
I shouldn't say that about Piggly Wiggly. I'm pretty sure Piggly Wiggly is a nice store. It's a store in Virginia. Like a chain of stores. Anyways, Piggly Wiggly. And
all we know for certain is that Papa Dino is
I think he is.
Profiteering off of...
For sure, yeah. For sure that's true. But I think he's also a child molester.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like it.
Like, when he's in the bed and talking to, like, Arthur's like, I don't care what you do to him, just bring him alive.
He's mine. Yeah, God.
Yeah. That really, that's one for the child molester yes section.
Yeah, there were some weird, like, undertones in that scene of, like, I'm gonna do naughty things to him or something in retribution. It was weird. It was creepy.
Right now, the no section actually has nothing on it. Everything he does just points at him being a child molester.
Yes. The only thing in the no section is nobody's explicitly said he is one.
Yes, there you go.
That's the only no thing. We have yet to confirm that he is a child molester.
But anyways, what we were going to talk about originally was that this manga was actually really pretty old. It was started in 1984, ended in 1995. I think if it was monthly, then we will probably reach the end of the actual story. But I don't actually remember how many chapters there were for the original run of the manga. But we also learned that I think Banana Fish won an award, right?
Yes.
At the very least, okay. It was the fuck. I should have opened this up in history.
Yeah. I thought you were like taking notes when we were going through like everything that this lady won and like how.
Well, while you were doing that, I was going through all the isekai shows that like may or may not have had cute girls, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was reading.
I'm glad you took notes on the isekai shows, not the things we're actually talking about.
I mean, I read the fucking one with the chef kid. That was pretty nice.
Okay. All right then. I'm just gonna leave that one there.
Sure.
Award. Anyways, Akemi Yoshiko was her name.
I believe that is correct.
Akemi Yoshida. I was close.
Akemi Yoshida, yes.
She won some award for sure. I don't remember which one. Fuck whatever. I'm not going
She
to
has
look it up.
twice won the Shogakukan Manga Awards for shoujo, for Kisho Tenyo, and for Yasha. She received an Excellence Award for Manga at the Japan Media Arts Festival for Umimachi Diary.
Yes, which is her latest one, which I believe is still ongoing.
And I thought she won another award for Umimachi Diary.
She won its original run won an award in 2007, and then she won another one like in 2003 for that same manga.
Oh, she won another Shogakukan Manga Award for Umimachi Diary in
also
2016.
The show that I was evangelizing. That's the word I know for sure. That is an actual word.
Okay.
After the Rain Ends, won the award last year. Go watch the show; it's fucking good. Anyways, back to regularly scheduled talk about Banana Fish. Yeah, it won an award. So hopefully this show will continue to be awesome because I am enjoying it. I think so far it's the best show out of the three.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I will say though, after we talked about the fact that it's from like the 1980s, and you showed me like it was like a manga cover for one of the covers, the artwork, and it was like very classic, like 1980s. You could tell that it was like it had a very different style than what's used today, and so it looked very different. Watching the show today, I could kind of see like there were influences of that. Yeah. Like the faces were like more stretched than normal, and it wasn't until I had something to mentally compare it to that I registered that it was like that much different than what I'm used to.
I like the faces. I like the artwork.
It's fine. It's definitely not like it's not so like overpowering that it feels uncomfortable to look at, but it was definitely one of those things like I could look at and say like, oh, there's definitely some like 1980s artwork influence here. Like they're staying true to what it feels like the original artwork would have looked like, which I can appreciate. They didn't try and like modernize it.
I mean, they kind of did. They did, but they kept like all the influences there.
Yeah, I mean, they modernized the plot to make sense in like the present day world, but they didn't like make the art style like something that would fit in with like everything else that's made today.
I guess so.
Sure.
For sure, this doesn't look generic, if that's what your point is.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't look like an isekai show.
It doesn't look like anything else. Nothing else has that style right now.
Actually, fucking Parasite kind of did, because that was also a show from the 1980s, or from a adaptation of a manga from the 1980s.
Wasn't Parasite also released in like 2016?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's also not right. That's
2014. Well, I mean
2014. Yeah. So
it's only
4 years ago.
It's only 4 years though. I don't think
it's only 4 years.
I don't think the art has changed that much. It's still fairly standard. At least
I mean, but it's like one thing in 4 years as a point of reference is still like these are unique events. If it stands out that much that 4 years afterwards you can remember the artwork enough to be like, it looks exactly like that thing from 4 years ago. You know that the artwork is pretty unique.
Yes, but I was supposed to talk about how the same influences are there for a show, or for that for a similar adaptation about an older work coming to a newer style. They chose some similar themes.
Okay.
Yes.
I would agree.
So yeah, episode 5. Good so far. We have 19 episodes left, I think. 24 episodes for this one. 25?
Oh.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Isn't it like 23?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I feel like when we looked at it, it was like slightly less than a full. It was almost nearly 2 core, and I thought that was kind of bizarre. Like I feel like I remember it being not quite 2.
That was Sasuke no Tenchi.
Oh, it is 24. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, Sasuke no Tenchi is 16.
Okay. That's what it is. We have some fucking bizarre length shows.
Yeah, it's really weird.
We have a full 2 core and 16 with that, and
standard 12 for Grand
and then a standard 12. So
let's talk about Sasuke no Tenchi. In the last episode, they escaped. They escaped. Sorry, in the 4th episode, so episode before last, they escaped whatever fucking kid he was, fucking jack-o'-lantern motherfucker, and went to sadist bitch who is fucking annoying, but I'll save that for later. Fun fact, I fucking hate her voice. Mostly her laugh. Her voice is okay. Her laugh is fucking annoying.
More.
Yes, so she. You gonna let me talk, Alex?
Go.
Anyways, it's now become Saw. It's just been 2 episodes of Saw. Is the only way I can put it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it.
Episode 4, they motherfucker gets tased on a chair because he's an idiot, and then they enter a gas room. Mm-hmm. And in this episode, he fucks with her in unforeseeable ways, mostly by making him play Dollhouse about his dream that he had.
Well, it's about his past.
It's not
just about the dream.
That's back.
Well, anyways, yes.
The dream was just that we understood why playing Dollhouse for him was traumatic. Otherwise, it would have just looked like he was really upset about having to play with dolls.
I don't want this. I want action figures.
Yes. I'm too old for this. I need G.I. Joes with Kung Fu action grip.
They escape the gas room by lighting it on fire and breaking the windows. After that,
and blowing everything up, and somehow not dying, despite the fact that they're in an enclosed room, and the amount of pressure that would incur would literally kill them.
Nick, we had 3 frames where we tried to have to piece together what they did. Just assume they had the answer. Was that
trying to explain to me how they survived that? I didn't.
Yes, it was. I think they went like under some box, or he like put up a fucking like steel thing. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't have worked, but fucking
that's not at all fast enough. He literally looked at the battery wrapped in a wire, and you saw it spark. That room would go up that fast. It's not even possible for him to have like shielded them from the blast enough to not turn all of their brain into fucking jelly. Yeah,
yes, I'm aware, but just who cares? I'm just accepting it. I'm just accepting it. I was like, I don't really care about this at this point. After that, they have a little nap in a little corner of the room. I don't know why they like had to go to the corner of the room. She would have clearly like known that they weren't going to the next room. Yeah. So I didn't understand why they hid. Like, whatever.
They were on all of the cameras up until this point, and then they stopped being on the cameras. I wonder where they could possibly be.
Yeah, and like that one fucking room I didn't put a camera in. I wonder what they could be doing. Probably sleeping for this next fucking 2 hours. Whatever. Fucking bitch has a dream about, digging graves for his dead foster siblings. Because that was kind of fucked up.
That was a little bit fucked up,
yeah. I like that part. I actually enjoyed that part. I thought it was well done. Also, very good use of really shitty characters. Shitty as in, hateable.
Yeah. I mean, but they're hateable, like, they're...
Yeah, like, they're hateable. They're meant to be hateable.
They're hated characters in a way that is believable.
Yeah.
Like, shitty foster parents is a thing that's, like, enough of a thing in so many stories that it's like, oh, this is just another story with shitty foster parents. Like, yeah. I'm willing to believe shitty foster parents as a motivation.
I mean, they're very shitty, but they're still in the realm of believability, at least in terms of the universe of the show.
People. Yep.
But yeah, he has a dream. He gets pissed off because I guess he's on his periods at this point. Because he's just constantly fucking bitching. And then...
Tell me more. Like, how is his voice?
Okay. His voice when he's just talking, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't actually really mind it. Mm-hmm. It's when he's laughing. The laughs in this fucking show are the most irritating things I've heard since that fucking girl with the blue hair from Mahou Shoujo's site. I hate it. Like, I want to just fucking mute the video as I'm watching it whenever I see her open her mouth because I know she's about to fucking laugh. It's just so fucking annoying. Like, I don't even know. This is a trope that I will never fucking like. It's just shitty characters who or shitty villainous characters just laughing and having that annoying laugh. It doesn't make them interesting. It just makes them annoying.
Is that a trope, or is that just like a fact of the voice actors?
It's not even that. Like, they're specifically told to like laugh at this part. Like, there's clearly like a part of the script where it says laughs maniacally. Like, just take that part out.
Yeah, but is it is it the fact that they're casting voice actors with naturally bad laughs that you don't approve of, or do you think it's a fact of the people, like the directors, are asking them to laugh in that way? I
think it's the directors.
Okay.
I think they're being directed in that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will give the benefit of the doubt to the voice actors, and put the blame on this part on the directors, because the director cannot probably even if the actor like decided to do that voice, the director could have just gone and said, "It's fucking annoying. Don't do that." Instead, I think the opposite thing happened. The voice actor was probably saying, "My voice hurts when I do this. I don't want to do it." And the director was, "Man, fuck you. Do it anyway."
We typecast you just for this role.
Exactly. Do you want to go back to voice Bakugo again? He's like, "Yes, I do."
That's all that I want.
Why did God bless me with this ear-grating throat? Aside from that, I just don't like the main character's character right now. It's just annoying.
The girl?
Yeah, she just like doesn't have a character. I feel
she has like parts of a character. It's very like fill in the blank with her right now.
Yeah. I wish they would give us something to fill in the blank with, but there's nothing. Like most of her dialogue is just pointing out what's in the room. I said this last time, and it kept happening. She'll go into a room, and if the door is locked, she'll be like, "Oh, the door is locked. Well, thanks. We fucking saw it happen. You don't have to say it."
I think she's doing it is a problem of it's a problem of the source material being a game, and like that's like it feels very much like this is like the interactions you would have where it's like very Resident Evil 4 where it's like damn, door's locked, can't go this way. Like that was Leon all the time. So if they made an anime, it would just be like the Leon's voice actor would be like, the door's locked, there's zombies over there, Rachel.
Where's Rachel?
That last one was Batman. Yeah. Fuck, what was her name or Ashley? I'm sorry, it was Ashley in Resident Evil 4. But
where's Ada?
Where's Ada?
That's the only one I care about.
We only care about Ada with the leather pants.
I mean, that skirt though. Or that dress.
That backless dress though.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, but like that's still like during the adaptation phase, they could just as easily say, "Let's not do this," because it's dumb.
They could, but like they have to fill in essentially dead air with something. Like they don't just want their characters to just stand there and not talk to each other, and so they need them to be saying something. And I feel like maybe they just didn't have good enough writers to come up with dialogue, and so they just were like, just have them point out stuff in the room.
I mean, what they could have filled the dead air with is the fantastic like folly that they had, like all the fucking noises, because those are still really cool. Like this show could just be that, like them just like talking with hands, and then just like making like moving like the fucking oh god, what's it called?
You just want that scene from Yahari where they just make hand gestures at each other and the music plays in the background.
No, I'm mostly talking about like just the very intricate noises that can make with just everything that they're playing around with. But that'd be really cool. It wouldn't really be interesting, I guess, but it'd be cool for a little bit. I'd probably end up bitching about it after like the 5th episode.
Yes,
because they weren't saying anything.
Yep.
But at this point, they shouldn't like. It doesn't matter if they're not saying anything. Well, it doesn't matter that they are saying stuff, because what the stuff they are saying is pointless.
Okay, I think I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, if there was no dialogue, it wouldn't be any different.
It wouldn't change it wouldn't change anything if there was no dialogue as compared to now when there is dialogue.
Specifically when they're moving between the sections, during the parts where they're actually being partners, it's required, and I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah. I will say that like in the last 2 episodes we've had, a medley of like going to prison, things that they've had to do. And all of them have been like, I can understand why they like are doing these things. They're trying to get to this girl. They all make sense. Like it makes sense why they're going into these rooms. Fucking Isaac just sitting down in the very obviously trapped chair was just about the dumbest thing in existence.
Because he's a dumb fucking character.
Like there's 19 open chairs. He's like, let me sit in this one that's very obviously trapped.
I think if his proudness was more apparent during that scene, it would have made sense. That's how I filled in the blank with that. It's like he's so arrogant that he wants to sit on the chair in front of everyone.
Okay.
Which would also play into the fact that people are watching him, which was a part of that trap.
Yeah. That would have made sense.
So that's going to attention. Hire me as a writer.
I will be the director.
Yeah, I'll be the director.
Some foster kid who wasn't taught shit, just be tool.
Oh, there's also a lot of repetition. I feel like
Repetition in what way?
a lot of lines were repeated. Like the theme about him being a tool, I understand it,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like there was like a specific line that just getting repeated. I don't remember it too well, so I guess it probably wasn't an actual issue.
You'll
What?
The what?
do as you're told.
The do as you're told got repeated a handful of times.
But that was like meant to like kind of get to him.
Yeah, I mean, everything that got repeated it was all like psychological torture. It was that, and like it was whatever they were saying.
Oh wait, no,
like you're such a good tool, or you're only good as a tool, or something like that. That got repeated a couple times. Like it was all psychological torture. Is what
that was I was okay with. What I was remembering was her, the girl. I forgot her name, Gardner, because
Rachel.
Rachel. There we go, Rachel. Okay, I probably got your Batman joke.
Came all the way back around.
Anyways, she keeps saying, "But you promised." That's what's fucking pissing me off.
You swore to God.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about with like they give you this fill in the blank character. Like clearly there's something there with her. Like she's got a hang up about promises and about God. We don't know what the fuck it is. I think it has to do with her mom that killed herself. But like there's something there. What? Do we know that her mom killed herself?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we know that.
I don't remember a scene about that.
All we know is like her parents took her there, and she's like, "Yo, where are they?" Scientist who's like, "Oh, they're dead."
Yeah, I think we know they're dead. I don't know if she killed herself though.
I feel like she did somehow, because like,
I mean, it's a normal possibility that is what happened, but I don't think it's been made clear to us how they died.
There's a shot in the opening of
with someone hanging
with somebody hanging.
Yeah,
and Rachel's like crying and like kneeling in front of them, in front of like the woman who's hanging.
I've only watched it once, so I probably didn't notice that. I noticed the person hanging, but not Rachel.
Yeah, I remember that there's a scene with like Rachel knelt crying in front of somebody who's like hung from the ceiling.
Okay. So yeah.
So I assumed that was her mother who had killed herself.
Okay. Were they wearing a skirt? That's how you know.
Yes, they were wearing a full length dress.
I kept worrying what's the difference between a skirt and a dress, but a dress is like a full body thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
The more you know about fashion,
women's clothing
here on ABC, like what capri pants are.
Like what capri pants were. I don't remember what the origin of the conversation as to what capris were, but yeah.
I was reading my
my ball, and
was it my ball? I'm pretty sure it's my football.
No, it's just called my. Well, I think it's just
called
my
soccer.
ball. I think it's just called my ball.
All right, whatever. Yeah, and then she was actually wearing those pants, and I don't know why I made a big deal about it. I guess I just recognized them, and like you didn't like fight against it. You're like, yeah, you're probably right, but I like that wasn't enough for me. I had to know I was right.
I think basically what it was like you basically showed me a picture. And you're like, I think these are capris, and my response was something to the effect of, I don't know that you're right because I don't know enough to tell you that you're wrong. And that was basically where I left it. And you were like, but I need to be right. And you like went off and like looked up capris and like found some Macy's page. And you're like, I'm right. And I'm like, nobody was fighting you.
I'm such a great person. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. I don't remember.
We were talking about Rachel and her character.
Yeah,
and her mom that hung herself, maybe.
Yeah.
I did. So this is the one thing that I enjoyed in episode 4 was the very like stylized entrance of this level's villain, where it was all like it was all dark and like line art, and it was very like like mood setting or like tone setting for this villain.
Yeah,
it was very interesting. Like I'm really interested in like how they introduce these villains, like the effects that they give them and stuff. And I wanted to see more of that, and I'm kind of sad that we haven't done more with like that style yet, because it was so fascinating to see.
We're gonna wait. It's gonna be for a death scene.
Yeah.
they're gonna bring back the dark background in the line art just for when she dies.
So, now let's go talk about the villain. I hate her. I made this clear before. Her laugh is the worst thing on this planet, and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, she's an okay villain. I liked her. I just wish she'd never laughed.
She's very over the top, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with the over top laughter.
That's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
They're allowed to be kooky and villainy, but as soon as they start laughing, as soon as they start screeching their laugh out, that's when it's
that's
like
a better way of
style.
saying it. That's a better way of saying it. It's not a laugh; it's a screech. If it was a laugh, I'd be basically just okay with her character. Although she's finally actually revealed herself in person now, and our friend here, fucking Jack the Ripper, whatever his name is, Zach.
Yep.
Oh, Zach. Okay.
You're finding all sorts of connections today
I'm
that
so
are
smart.
fairly obvious. I'm so smart.
Smart. Bingo bop. Bing pot. Fuck!
Bing pot. What did you say? Bingo pot?
Bingo pot.
That's a phrase.
Bing pot's an actual, not an actual thing, but it's a reference to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Are you gonna post the whole Bing pot?
No, I'm not. I'm going to write down preliminary title 1. I'm very smart, and then the quote bingo pot, Brandon.
I'll do it. Okay. Damn it.
Because we need to keep in mind the dumb shit that you say.
I mean, there's a long list. Anyways, yeah, he's high as fuck. He's as high as a kite right now. He's not in a good place.
Yes.
No.
He did about 18 grams of heroin and is currently all the way fucked up.
He's chasing the purple dragon.
Yeah.
If
he had smoked it, I would have said he puffed the magic dragon. In reference to the kids' television show from the 80s that my dad loves.
Oh, Puff the Dragon.
Yes, Puff the Magic Dragon.
We talked about this at some point.
Yes, we talked about the fact that my dad is a degenerate and loves the show Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah. Anyways, next episode. Was there a teaser for the next episode? I don't remember.
I don't think I watched the preview for this.
All right. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. Oh, one other little gripe about this show. I believe, not I believe, I know, and I think that the last title card they use, which is like the last line said in the show, in that episode, and like it just shows up as a little title card. I think that is pedantic and stupid, and
it's pedantic.
I'm just trying to think of some stupid P words.
I don't think pedantic means what you think it means.
Shut up. There's another word that I'm trying to use. It's a P word, and I can't think of it. Huh? Whatever. I think it's dumb.
That word does not mean what you think it means.
Word.
What word? Pedantic.
Not pedantic. I'm not talking about pedantic. I know what it means.
I mean, I don't know that you know what it means because you just misused it horribly.
I was gonna couple it together with another word.
See what I'm doing right here? This is pedantic.
It's gonna be funny. I think it's stupid. It's child pedantic.
I'm not going to fight it because I gave props to Megalobox for doing a very similar thing. So I'm not gonna yell at the show for being like, I can't believe you would use something that the character says in a meaningful scene as your episode title or your end card, because Megalobox did virtually the same thing.
I thought the last thing was just the episode card, episode title.
weren't the Megalobox titles always like related to what happens in the episode?
I mean, that's what an
No,
episode title does.
Always have death in it.
Yeah, there's also some variant of death in it too.
Yeah, but I mean, you're yelling at Sasori no Tenchi for doing that same thing.
No, this is
Like
just
they
like
all have
an
death in
actual
it.
line. Not, I don't care what that has death in it. It's just literally, it's the last line they say. It's always that title card.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's always the last line.
I mean,
Okay.
but it does ultimately like follow with the show. Like none of them are like so like none of the titles are so egregious as to like why are you doing this? You're just hamming it up for no reason. Like they all work. I don't basically what I'm saying is I don't see any difference between this and what Megalobox did.
Okay, I do. I guess that's.
I
guess that's where it ends.
I've only seen the title card this episode for the next episode. So I haven't seen like the rest.
So to give everybody what all of them are, the first episode was Kill Me Please. The second episode was Your Grave Is Not Here. The third episode was I Swear to God. The fourth episode was A Sinner Has No Right of Choice, and then this one, which is Don't Let Me Kill You Just Yet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're the last lines of each episode.
I mean, they very well could be, but it is connected to the episode as like holistically, and like it follows with the tone of the show, and it works. Like we gave Megalobox mad props for their episode titles, how they all had death and they were all so cool, and everything else.
Megalobox was just a cool show too.
I mean, but it's like it's very double standard of us to give Megalobox like such high praise for doing that.
Me.
It is, yes. It would be double standard of me to agree with you, which is why I can't, in good faith, is what I'm saying.
Yes, and I'm okay with that. I guess that is that. Anyways, Grand Blue. I don't think this episode has titles, or this show has episode titles.
It very well might not.
Drinking, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. Let's talk about what happens in part 4 and part 5. In part 4, two weirdos try to get a girl drunk.
Yes.
Yes.
And then episode 5, which I think was, back in episode 4. That's really just the context of that episode, was fucking Kohei and black-haired kid.
Yeah.
Iori
try to get Chisa drunk so that she will accept. She will approve of joining the beauty pageant. Agree to being in the beauty pageant for the little, I guess, club tourney thing. The club pageant.
Pretty much.
Because they do not want to be part of the male beauty pageant. Where Iori has to dress up like a girl, and Kohei just has to dress up.
Well, the last episode, episode 3, they also go diving for the first time.
Yes, did we talk about that?
No.
Yep.
We didn't have book club last time.
Yeah, but that was for episode 4. And today 5 came out.
Well, yeah, but
I just don't think we talked about it. But yeah, they went diving for the first time.
Today episode 4 came out.
No, today episode 5 came out.
Wait. No, it didn't. You're definitely wrong.
Okay, maybe it was just like the other show.
That was the second
there's
half.
There's only 2 on 5. Sasori no Tenchi and Banana Fish are on 5. Grand Blue was a week behind.
For whatever reason, I felt like the diving was 2 weeks ago, when really it was just a week ago. Yeah, that happened in the second half of the episode, where he actually goes diving.
So we have trying to get the girl drunk while learning how to make whatever food they're trying to make.
Okonomiyaki?
Sure, that's a word in a language that isn't English.
Whatever it is, it's like the cabbage pancake.
Is that what it is?
It's cabbage.
Oh.
Okay. I didn't even know what they were making fully. I thought it was eggs, I'll be honest.
I think it has eggs in it, but
it does.
I thought it was like all eggs. I thought it was basically an omelet.
Okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyaki.
Yep.
Solid. So yeah, they learned how to make that, and they tried to get the girl drunk.
Yep.
Which did not work, and they ended up getting themselves really fucking drunk.
Yes.
We also meet a new character, Azusa, who
Yep.
just likes being naked, or half naked at least.
Mostly, somewhat naked.
Somewhat naked. Best way to put
Approaching naked. Naked adjacent.
She's a free spirit, we like to say.
She would fit in well at Woodstock.
Yes. And Iori has that nice moment. He wakes up next to her and then turns around and then sees, I don't know how else to put it, like a bundle.
A bundle.
A bundle of men.
Sure.
A stack of men.
Mass.
He just sees dudes. You can just basically put it at that.
Yep. And
he rolls over and there's 3 dudes in a row. It's not exactly like they're stacked on top of each other. I'm sure some of those dudes are stacked.
I mean, those guys are stacked. They're fucking ginormous.
2 of them are. Fucking blonde hair is like...
Yeah.
They need to hit the gym.
Yeah.
Also, another person that's stacked, Azusa. Massively stacked.
Yes. They made that joke today. At the expense of poor, medium-chested Chisa.
Oh, yes. The fucking breast envy stuff, which is always really weird. I never get those jokes.
That's because we're not women, and
well, I also
no
don't
idea
think it's really realistic. I don't think people actually do that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I'm not a woman, so I don't know whether it's true or not. But I feel like it's not.
Having been in a locker room in which not a I'm sorry, having been in like a locker room for a pool in which like you've got old ass men that just walk around without towels on and just hang dong. If some like 6-year-old cruised by me with like an 8-inch dong hanging down, I'd be intimidated as fuck.
I've never seen like it to that extent, but like what I hear from like coworkers, there's like, yeah, I wish I had I like bigger boobs and all that, but that's about it.
I'm low hung. I'm heavy boned. I'm blessed. If I whip my shit out, this whole room get dark. I love you, Bernie Mac. You were the best. That set was legendary.
Anyways, in episode 4, the beauty pageant actually starts, and it goes in, I think, about 3 parts. The first part is the precursor to the pageant, where it includes a precursor and the pageant itself, where they're selling okonomiyaki. I have to make sure I read that because I will not remember how to fucking say it.
Okay.
They're selling
they were selling. Yeah.
Chisa gets
the stall scene.
Yeah, Chisa gets hit on a lot, and then fucking has to go to the beauty pageant where she's sexually harassed by Iori.
Yes.
In front of a lot of men and women. All those faces were amazing. I approve.
They throw bouncy balls covered in anime girls at her.
No, they don't. Only Iori does.
I'm sorry, Iori does.
Which was one of the most predictable jokes. Well, we'll just add that to the list of predictable jokes from the show.
You knew that they were going to do it, but I'm still,
It was... Everything in, like, Grand Blue is fairly predictable, but I still enjoyed far more than, was it Ore?
Yeah, I would say that. Because the jokes just land. Like, yes, they're predictable, but at least they land.
Yeah. Even though I know what's going to happen, it still makes me laugh when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I can appreciate that.
Luckily, there have been less repetitive jokes, unlike the past couple of episodes. Right now, so far, from these last 4 episodes, I think this last one was the best. I think it was the funniest. And I enjoyed it
even there, like, even if we can say, like, repetitive joke from this episode in, like, the whole, whatever the
Keiki?
new girl's name is. No, what the fuck was her name? Azusa?
Oh, sorry.
She doesn't understand that Iori is bisexual or isn't bisexual. And so he and blonde-haired have like a weird interaction with each other because Azusa thinks that he's bisexual and interested in blonde hair.
Him, yeah.
Like they do multiple iterations of that joke, but it's like Iori's interactions with different people about that about the whole bisexual misunderstanding. So like they can bring it up multiple times and have like different payoffs in different ways, which is interesting.
Yes.
So they're still doing repetitive jokes, but they're doing them better now. Like they're more like repeated bits, which is good, as opposed to making the same joke a lot, which is bad.
I like his grind. He's willing to do whatever he wants to get in Azusa's pants. Even pretend being gay. Well, technically bisexual.
I don't know if he wants to get in her pants so much as he's just like, I can't let this girl down.
I felt it more like, I want to keep talking to her, so I'll do whatever it takes. That's what I felt.
I felt more like it was like, if I tell you that I'm not bisexual, you'll kill yourself out of sadness.
I didn't get that. Man, fucking Mr. Robot over here.
I am not Mr. Robot for once. Praise be.
My coworkers used to call me Mr. Robot.
He calls you Mr. Robot?
No, my coworkers used to call me Mr. Robot when I was with Geek Squad.
Oh. I mean, that's because you are a robot.
Shut up.
You're a robot, Harry. Did I call you a robot a lot?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was you or one of my other friends that I always called a robot.
You better, I almost called you Jeffrey. Alex?
He's not even here today and you're still fucking up their names.
Shut up! I know my shortcomings. You don't have to point them out all the fucking time.
I do, though. It's like you said, you can write down what I'm going to say on a piece of paper and just show it to me. I'm very predictable. Anytime you fuck up, I have to call you on it.
At some point, we should play bingo. Each of us gets assigned a different person on the podcast, and we have to make a bingo board for them.
Do we get free spaces, or do we actually have to write something that's just really predictable in the middle?
Let's have free spaces.
Message incoming from Alex. His response is beep boop beep zert.
I believe that is the lyric from the wonderful song in SpongeBob, where he believes that Mr. Robot is a robot.
Mr. Robot? You mean Mr. Krabs?
Did I say Mr. Robot?
You did say Mr. Robot.
I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Anyways, so the female beauty pageant ends and the male beauty pageant begins. And this time around, friends Kohei and Iori have a grind, or have a stone to grind? That's not
an axe to grind?
An axe to grind. I don't know why. You use a stone to grind. Whatever.
What?
You use a whetstone to grind an axe. But anyways, that's not the reason I got confused. I just didn't know what
I don't think that's true.
I'm pretty sure like the wheel you use is called the whetstone.
I mean, you use a whetstone to sharpen an axe.
Is that not the same thing as... Yeah, so you grind an axe with the whetstone to sharpen it. Is that, like, not the way you do it?
I mean, I don't know enough about whetstones to tell you yes or no.
Whatever.
I just don't know if I would describe it as grinding.
Okay. We'll have a fact check later. Who cares? Anyways. Because they made fun of Keiki, who was a new character who was just added to this episode. Blonde-haired, twin tails, has a lot of fucking makeup on, and looks like a goddamn clown.
Yeah, she does.
And I just love the way they treated her in her fucking tennis club. We're done laughing at you. You can go home now.
You can leave now.
What
fucking savages.
Right? The fucking asshat. But I just
fucking
love the delivery. So then Iori and Kohei hatch up a plan to do the same thing to Mr. Pretty Boy tennis player, where they make Iori look like Azusa so that fucking captain asks her out in front of everyone, and then they reveal the revelation that it wasn't Azusa, it was actually Iori in a purple wig with fake boobies.
Yep.
And that
one of them immediately falls out, which was solid.
Yeah. and that wins him the male beauty pageant. And then they go drinking, and I fucking love this part where they get the coronation ceremony, where he's just draped over
draped over the ice chest, still passed out.
Just that smash cut to the stage, him just draped over, like, inches from death, was my favorite part. I just began laughing. I died.
I just love that before that they have like the scene where they're at the they have the scene in the food stall, and you see them in the background like passed out. They're like, "Get up, we have to go to the coronation," and then it smash cuts to him still passed out
and in less clothes,
and somehow in less clothes. That was awesome.
And now Chisa does a wonderful thing.
Is it a wonderful thing, or is it the most petty thing in existence?
That's why I believe it's wonderful.
Well, that's because you're a fucking masochist.
So I'm a petty piece of shit. That's why.
I mean, it's also because you're a masochist and you want girls to treat you like garbage.
Whatever. I don't think it's really being treated like garbage.
I mean, he's gonna get treated like garbage by all the guys.
Yeah, but see, that's the guys, not her specifically.
That's true, yeah. You don't get your rocks off to that. I forgot.
Yeah. Anyways, she tells everyone that they're going out.
Yes.
And that's the end of the episode.
And it looks like there's going to be blood in the water next episode.
I'm okay with this.
It also looks like Chisa is going to continue to ham up into this.
Into the...
Into the we're dating thing. It looks like she like goes ham with it.
Yes!
She goes hot as a motherfucker in the paint.
I am 100% okay with this. Oh, at least now Kohei has a girl too. With Keiki.
Are they a thing, or is she just like, somebody love me?
I would say like it's their grouping. Like they probably I don't know if they become a thing, but like right now there's like like pairings within the club, where at least in the opening, fucking big brown dude, big brown haired dude is with Azusa usually because I was draped over him in the opening.
Good save.
Yeah.
I mean, he is also brown though. He's very tanned.
He is very tan. It's just when you say big brown dude, I think people are immediately going to think of something very different.
I didn't say big black guy. I said big black or big brown dude.
I didn't say big black guy. I just said big black dude.
There's a shade of a difference. And then blonde hair is usually with older sister. And I don't know if this is a spoiler. Oh, whatever. I guess I'll just say it now because I read it. Blonde hair isn't actually blonde hair. She's the blue-haired girl in the opening.
Okay, so there's not another girl we're waiting for?
No.
Okay.
She's going to join the diving club, and looks like she's super obsessed with blonde-haired kid. Blonde-haired kid just isn't having none of that. 3D PD, dude. He just wants himself a middle school girl.
He just, They got to be 2D and also underage.
Also, actually, something that I just remembered. They fucked up the line. Fucking Amazon fucked up the line where he's throwing salt in the air.
Wait, what? Amazon fucked it up? How? Wait, what?
They translated it as demons go away or demons be expelled. The actual, the official translation is normies get the fuck out. He already says, Kohei, spread the salt. He takes the salt, throws it up and says, normies get the fuck out. That was the line, and they fucked it up.
Wow.
Hyphy.
I was not amused when I saw the translation.
The salt that they fucked that up, I assume.
The salt they spread was more than he did. There you go.
This is the chapter?
This was the chapter, yes.
They still have weird as fuck faces even in the manga.
They have even weirder faces in the manga, dude, just because there's so much more detail. Because, once again, this animation budget, absolute garbage.
Yes.
This show looks like a turd on a piece of paper.
They gave them approximately $12 an episode.
I will give you 12. Also, all of the fucking budget goes to the mean faces that Chisa has.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that one scene with the fishes.
Yeah, that probably took a lot of money.
Well, not even in the actual show, just in the opening.
But yes, most of their animation budget is, or most of their animation like quality
It's not that
style.
very good.
It's not ideal.
Looks like Elsa has bigger boobs in the manga.
Maybe. But yes, it has been Grand Blue as a whole so far has been very bizarre, but it's been funny. It's been good.
Yeah. So
I still don't know what to expect from it at any given time.
I don't know what the end goal is.
Like I have no idea what's in store for us for the next, whatever 7 episodes. I think 7 or 8.
8 more episodes.
I'm really bad at math. 8 more episodes.
Yeah.
So we have 8 more episodes. I have no idea what's going to happen. No idea what plot there is. I just know that there's going to be a lot of drinking and a lot of, attempts at comedy. And we'll see how many of them they pull off.
Also, chicks and dudes. Both.
No, it sounds like there's not going to be a lot of chicks from what you said. It sounds like there's 4. There's 4 girls and 4 guys. And you know what? We're going to work with that cast.
I meant more like as in more skin.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the art is much better than the manga.
Well, yeah.
Wow. They're going like full Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Jesus, his shirt is just like, why?
I fucking love Koa.
Why?
He's such a fucking idiot.
Like, I don't talk about this enough, but like, why does he wear that shirt?
I think it's a different shirt from the anime.
It could be.
I
feel like I try and mentally block out the shirt where it's just like, it's so bizarre that he wears it in public that I'm just like, I don't want to want to look at it.
You don't have to be what you want to be.
Yeah, that reminds me of the first episode where they're like, "Oh, that guy's a weirdo. I'm not gonna hang out with him."
Oh yeah. Just look at each other and they're just like, nope, too weird.
Goddamn. So yeah, so far, okay episodes. These last couple episodes, I would say I'm enjoying Sasuke and Tenshi the least.
Yeah,
I would say
And
so.
that's about it. It's not bad,
It's not.
but I just want more.
It's doing less well than the other 2, but it's still has its moments. I feel like
relative to what else we've watched. It's
more villain, right?
What?
We have like one more villain left to be.
Well, no, this is on the 3rd floor. We have 2 more floors,
There's
but there's
2
going to be
more
more villains, I
floors.
think. And I still hold that my theory that all the other villains are going to come back is going to be true. There's going to be a gauntlet at the end because this is based off a video game, and they're going to have to go after. Like, they're each going to have their own little like final puzzle.
The last floor is going to be like we collaborated floor,
Yeah,
the teamwork floor.
it's actually going to be the final dungeon in Twilight, or not Twilight Princess, in Wind Waker, where you just have to fight the bosses again. Fun fact: I always somehow lost my disc or fucked up my save whenever I got to the Wind Temple in Wind Waker.
Really?
Yep. Never beat the game.
I played Wind Waker when I was so young that I feel like I didn't understand most of what I was doing.
See that? I like Wind Waker.
I got to the part where you had to fight Shadow Ganon, and the whole point of the puzzle was that when you defeated him, his sword fell on the ground, and then the handle pointed to where you were supposed to go to escape the maze. I got through that by just sheer pigheadedness, and I was just like, I'm just going to keep going through random doors until you give me the right answer. I never figured out that puzzle.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was like the first time I was like actually scared in the video game though, with the fucking like face huggers from the coffins.
Oh yeah.
The fucking screech on that shit, fucking screaming like a fucking banshee.
Yeah.
I was not ready for it the first time it happened to me.
Those motherfuckers are vicious.
Yeah. Speaking of video games I've been playing Monster Hunter Freedom Unite again.
Of course.
Yeah, today I was grinding out some Yangaruga because I want the Yangaruga armor.
We have
5 more days. 4 more days.
4 more days until Monster Hunter World comes out, and Brendan
Yes.
cannot even control his addiction that many days.
So I was kind of sad because I was playing 3 Ultimate on an emulator,
Hmm.
and I beat the Ivory Like guy, Chris, which is like the third to final boss in solo.
Okay.
And because it's like one of the final bosses, you get like the credits at the end.
Right.
The emulator fucked up. It saved right after I beat the guy, Chris, and now I have to watch a cutscene. But something fucks up with the emulator, and I just get a black screen that never ends. So I fucked up the save, and I can't play it anymore.
Oh,
Ooh.
That's why I went back to Freedom Unite.
that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah,
You soft locked your game.
Yep. So now I'm back playing Freedom Unite. I'm casually fighting the gold Rathian, however the fuck you say it, because I want that armor. Because half the reason I play these games is because the armor looks kind of cute.
Oh, that's right. You play a female character.
Yep. Don't you too?
I do.
Yeah.
Which is also weird because I usually name my character something like Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I actually used that image, the Tuxedo Mask image at work.
My work here is done.
Yeah, because I think
Do anything.
Because this one company I was like helping out, well, kind of helping out. There's like this thing with the manager where like she doesn't really let us like basically have a direct contact with companies, because if something ever like goes tiny bit wrong, they'll always be like, oh my god, it's an ops problem, let's go talk to the DevOps guy, and they always fucking annoy me, and she doesn't want that to happen, so like she cuts us off from everyone. So she says no one can have direct contact to like the company they're working for if there's like an external development group.
Okay.
So I was using one of my coworkers to talk to them, but because we were working through something kind of complicated, I decided that for like this very small piece of time, I was actually kind of talk to them directly, because they're having this issue with random stuff that I'm not gonna get into. I went into their channel, for their Slack channel, which is basically kind of a Discord channel. And the moment I got in, I was like, yo, what's the problem? They're like, oh, we just fixed it. So I posted the image on that, and then I just left. And that was that. I don't know what the reaction was. I hope it was a good one.
Maybe you'll find out in your performance review.
My work here said, but you didn't do anything. Whoosh.
In the distance, you just hear YOLO.
Fun shit. I'll be on call this week, which kind of blows, but oh well.
Yeah, you will.
Yep.
I'll be at home anyway, so.
Be prepared for sad trombone noises next week, boys.
Yep. Hopefully it'll happen during work and not when I'm home. But now that I said that, I just fucked myself.
Cursed.
We're also gonna have to hope that Jeffrey will be here, because it may be Brian and Jeffrey and Alex holding down the fort, because I may be away next week.
Yes, because you're coming here.
I may be driving back on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Just
I may not have my computer set up in time to.
just use your phone like Alex is doing.
Yeah.
While he's driving.
Halfway on the road,
Yep.
while I'm driving on the road, be like, yeah, this enemy was so good. Get the fuck out of the fast lane, you bitch!
We should bring that back. I hate fucking drivers. They're so stupid. I'm frustrated. Nick has
You
triggered me.
drive in what? Like, I think the 3rd ranked metropolitan area for worst drivers.
I think first.
Really?
I think it's at least 2nd. I thought LA was worse.
That's worse traffic, not worse drivers.
Oh, okay. Maybe you do have the worst drivers. I don't remember exactly. They're up. The DC area is up there for.
It is. It's not up there. Like it's top 2. I'm pretty
It is.
sure.
Yeah, it's 1 or 2 for how bad the drivers are.
I knew we were bad, but I didn't think we were like top.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. DC area is like rough.
Okay. So I was wrong. According to Inc.com, a trustworthy source, I assume. I don't fucking know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. They got this data from using government data from best to worst. Oh, best to worst. What?
Best to worst?
Virginia's number 4?
What about worst to worst?
The fuck? What's worse?
A lot of
51.
things.
What?
Wait,
Okay, I'm confused.
I already don't understand.
Oh, okay. So here are the worst drivers in America ranked by state from best to worst. So like best worst to worst worst?
Oh,
No,
okay.
good to bad.
Okay, I don't believe this because Virginia's number 4.
Okay. There is a lot of Virginia that you don't drive in, for the record.
That's a good point. So I guess DC?
Yeah, you're looking for the DC metro area.
It's not in the top. It's not in the bottom 10. I don't believe this.
I think you're looking at the wrong thing. It sounds like they're ranking it by states, and you want to look at specifically
No, because this is
the
Columbia
rankings
is
of
included on
drivers
this.
in major metropolitan areas.
Yeah, it is stupid. Okay, hold on.
Because then California has like an inherent bias due to it having like 3 major metropolitan areas. Whereas like DC is worse than San Fran or San Diego.
Worst
Regardless,
drivers by Metro Zoo.
Yeah, Brandon and I we spent a lot of last night. Well, Brandon's, I don't know, family was fucking around in his house and he couldn't get to sleep. We were just looking at random isekai titles and reading their summaries.
Oh god.
There's a lot of generic ass shit out there, I realized.
Like,
I would imagine that it would have the most generic titles.
not even that. Like the description, like it's generic. It's basically just generic with one small twist, which they don't even play off of.
Yeah.
It's a twist to get them into the world, and that's it.
Also, there was a lot of shit in which we read the summary, and halfway through we were like, "This is really rapey. This is
Oh my
some
God.
seriously rapey shit."
There's a lot of rapey stuff.
I mean,
There was a trapped in a game manga that I was reading the summary of. That was basically like he had the special ability to engage adult mode for anybody that he wanted,
nice.
and I was like, "That is some fucked up shit."
Maybe it's like he could ask them to have sex with him.
I
And
don't
they
think
could say
that's the
no.
premise. From the sound of the summary, it was like, "You're having sex with me now."
Question.
At
Is
least it's
that
virtual?
one,
Is
is that one like other people also trapped in the world, or is it like game
No, it's
character?
just him.
No, it was
Okay.
no, it was other people. It was his whole class.
No, whatever.
His whole class gets trapped in the game.
Also, we've moved on from one person going into another world to a whole class going to another world.
But the loser is still somehow the hero.
God damn it. Why is it always... Okay, I know why it's always the fucking loser. I'm just not going to ask
Yeah,
it.
don't ask questions you already know the answer to, B.
And if you don't know, because you're a goddamn idiot, it's only losers read it.
That's fair.
How to not get subs.
How to Not Get Subs, a story by Brandon. Good thing
Antagonize
we'll never have to worry
everyone.
about that. We also found what is possibly the rapiest thing I had ever heard for an isekai show, in which he's reborn as a hot spring, and girls get in him. That was the entire summary. He is a hot spring, and hot girls come and get inside of him.
Okay.
Yep. You have appropriately described my exact reaction when seeing that.
No, I'm just like thinking about it now. Is like, what are the logistics of that?
There
Oh, so-
weren't many from what it looked like.
Okay, it's complete bullshit because he can actually have a material form where he looks like an actual person.
Yeah, he also developed in the first chapter the ability to be a person, which was upsetting.
Oh, so he's not like a water elemental or something like that.
He
Okay.
was for exactly one chapter. He was water 100% of the time for a chapter, and then at the end of the first chapter, he levels up enough to become a person sometimes.
Oh, there's also
Okay.
a person goes to another world, and there's a twist that they're not an actual person. They're a polar bear, or a hot spring, or some other random bullshit that doesn't fucking matter.
Ooh, wait, Nick. Does it
Yep.
become a person via like mist?
No, he just becomes a person.
Well, he
Okay.
kind of does like misty form into being a person, but he has like they can recognize him as a person.
But like,
It's
do
like
I?
it's like he condenses and becomes a human.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Really, the best isekai is knockoff Putin over here
The
trying
Ride
to
On King.
trying to ride on everything in the world. Well, he's ridden everything on Earth, so now he has to conquer another world.
He goes to another world to ride all of the stuff there. And I have no idea as to how sexual it is as to how it sounds, but I would assume it's exactly as sexual as it
Well,
sounds.
the description said literally, so that's actually riding on something, or figuratively, which is riding on someone.
Yeah, okay. What was the origin of the strange child next to me with the horns, the picture that you posted? Was that another isekai?
It's like a reverse isekai where that girl goes to another world, which is his school, I think, or something like
Okay,
that.
that's what it was.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, there was a lot of dumb shit that we looked at yesterday. Shit was super fucking generic.
I mean, she wasn't strange. That motherfucker with the weird ass chin in the face was strange.
Oh yeah, there was some jarhead looking motherfucker. That dude belonged in the Marine Corps. That man's head was a shoebox. And that is the best way I can describe it. He also did have like the military standard high and tight up top. So he could have been a Marine.
And then this morning, I actually read up on fuck, I forgot what it was called. The one with the tan chick. I don't remember the fucking.
The cooking one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very minimally interesting. I mostly just kept clicking to see if there were more loot shots of the tick. There were. So I'll keep reading it.
All right. It got just enough interest in the small amount of lewdness that it had that it was worth the time spent.
It's worth the clicking. It's Isekai Ryo Ido. There's a lot of like consonants and vowels together. I don't know what to make of that word.
All right.
Rio de
Take your word on it. I'll take your word for it. Rio de Janeiro.
Yes. Isekai trying to fuck a tan chick with blonde hair. She has blonde hair? I didn't notice that.
Sure.
Sure.
Yes, she does.
Why not?
Obviously. Whatever. Next month can't come fast enough. It's it's a monthly one. So that's
okay.
disappointing.
That's why you want next month to come. I understand.
Yeah, these are some really stupid things.
These are some really stupid things we found. And we've decided that isekai as a whole is a disappointing genre, and that anybody who writes in it should be disappointed in themselves.
Yes. There's actually a theory in how a genre works through a medium. I learned about this like in 10th grade in my film studies class. I roughly remember it. I wonder if I could find it.
I understand some of the words that you said.
So there is like a lifespan to a genre where like there's a surge in popularity. There is like that's the first part where a couple of shows or movies or whatever come out that do this genre either well or in a different way. So Isekai did that with fantasy, where SAO came out, so love or hate it, it was really popular. Same thing with fucking The Blessing, the one with Kazuma, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. That one, ReZero, and a couple others are probably missing. Those got really popular and people really liked them. And then after that, there's like a surge of just really shitty knockoffs. And in between them, you'll see, diamonds in the trough where there's actually decent ones that, aren't bad. Fucking the show you're watching, Nick, might, I guess, be one. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah. Isekai and anime titties?
Yeah.
It's a solid show. They some solid titties.
Oh, yeah. They are pretty solid.
They cover all of the like perfect bases for like this is an ecchi show, and it's got just enough of a plot that I'm digging it.
Just
Also,
enough.
there was a very good minimal interaction between two of the characters. This is an actual like thing I want to talk about with the plot that I appreciated was that the main character Diablo and another character that you meet in the third episode, I think, in Emil Bischenberger, I believe was his name. Um, it's this like Emil is this like very like over the top flamboyant like protector of women character is how he bills himself.
Oh.
And all the girls are like, dude, you're fucking weird. Like, stop white knighting all over the place. But in not the last episode, but the episode before last, he ends up having to like have a one-on-one with this monster creature called called a fallen. And so they have this like fight, and Emil's very obviously losing, and he's losing badly. And then right at like the last moment, Diablo shows up for like the hero moment to save the day. And there's this very minimal interaction between the two of them, where like as Diablo is like, "I've got this fight," he looks at Emil as he goes by, and he just goes, I recognize your struggle." And like up until this point, they haven't had like great interactions. It's not like they're great friends, but it's just that moment of like looking at somebody else and being like, I, as another fighter, understand that you put up a fight to protect these people, and I appreciate that. It was such a minimal thing, but it was such a human moment that a lot of shows don't do, that it was really cool to see. And I really liked, from like a story and a narrative point, that moment of like one fighter to another being like, I applaud you for your struggle against this. So it was really cool. I also really liked in that same sequence, it did something that a lot of shows don't do, where it made damage feel meaningful. And it was very similar to I think like Dragon Ball is the only way I can describe it, where it's like when people get hit, it leaves like lasting damage that you can see. So like they used this ability that was called, I think, Dark Bullet. And so the enemy used it first, and Diablo's just like, haha, I have this ring of energy reflection. And then Diablo casts Dark Bullet, and it hits the Fallen, and you can see exactly where like the points of impact were, and like how devastating it was to that area. And you see it like all over his body where he gets hit. So it actually leaves this effect of like, you know how fucked up he was from each of those individual hits. Like you can physically see it on him, which was a really like a very good attention to detail moment that a lot of shows don't do, and I think a lot more should do, because it shows your audience without having to tell them how devastating an attack was. So I really liked it.
Yeah.
Also, they some solid titties.
Yeah.
Elf Chick is a solid 10 out of 10. And Cat Girl is only slightly behind at a 10 out of 10.
Is that also her age?
No, they're both old. Cat Girl actually is more mature than Elf Girl, so it's weird.
Well,
anyways, yes, the stages by film theorist Christian Metz, who's a French guy. There's experimental stage, which I said before, where it starts off with a couple of hard-hitting shows that people really liked. The classical stage, where there's a lot of shows emulating what the first predecessors did, and that's a lot of time where you get all those really shitty knockoffs and stuff that aren't good. And then you start getting to the parody stage, and that's where we're like going into now, where some of these shows are trying to be a parody of it, but they're doing an awful job because it just becomes exactly what they should have been parodizing to begin with. But yeah, the third stage is a parody stage. Where
wasn't that like what Konosuba is basically?
It kind of is, but like there's a lot of shows that have been like basically trying to do the same thing that Konosuba has been doing. Especially with the whole meat thing.
A combination of things, like what out the whole parody of Isekai, and a couple like episodes ago we mentioned like more not cynical, but like non-white knighting main characters.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking. I remember what you're talking about.
In the parody stage, you get some more like. Sometimes the parody stage will be like a celebration of it in a funny way. Usually that's how it'll be. Think of what's a good parody, like Spaceballs. Like, sure, it's making fun of Star Wars, but it's doing it in a way that still celebrates it being Star Wars. Same thing with Young Frankenstein being a parody of Frankenstein. It's still very much, celebrating the fact that, it was a very good story and that the creators really liked Frankenstein. Um, so at some point we'll get some of those, which is basically what Konosuba was doing. Um, and then you get into the deconstruction stage, where it's still kind of celebrated, but sometimes there's like more of like a cynical tone to it, kind of a meaner tone, kind of like what Madoka Magica did with Magical Schoolgirl stuff, and what Evangelion did with Mecha stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And
all right.
it'll cycle through. So after you get to the deconstruction stage, then there's usually like a lull in the popularity genre, and then it starts to back up, and you kind of start it over again. That's kind of what's happening now with superhero movies.
When are we going to get to the deconstruction stage of Emoto shows?
I don't know.
I want to see the Evangelion of Emoto shows.
I mean, that'd be pretty fucking interesting. That would be very interesting. Love to see like what they would do. Like either a parody of Isekai would be each episode. Like we were talking about this, but like, each episode there's a new character, but because they're fucking losers, they just keep dying. So, like,
Isn't that ReZero?
What?
Isn't that ReZero?
Not really. Like they still kind of put the character on a pedestal. Like he's still supposed to be like this hero.
Oh,
okay. Like they're trying to build him up to that, but he's still kind of a loser. He actually does like at least work on the plot to move it into a decent direction where like it's not so shitty in terms of like people dying and stuff, not the plot itself. What I'm mostly talking about is like either the deaths can be comedic or they can be very visceral, which would be more of a deconstruction stage part where a character comes in. They don't change. They're still like neats and fucking losers. And because they can't change and be, normal people, they die. And then you get restarted with the next person. And yeah.
Or you have like, your neat loser from this world who thinks he's going to be hot shit in a different world, shows up, still has the body mass that he has here, and therefore can't take anything in a fight and gets killed in the first fight because he overestimates how powerful he is.
Another deconstruction would be, if this happens and they actually change and become a better person.
I think an interesting deconstruction of this could be like from the perspective of the god who has to like deal with all of this shit.
Yeah.
Of like picking losers who died in this world and like where to put them and like dealing with all their bullshit problems. And like having to watch over them and like trying to be like a genuine god and like making their life, like making them come to God and like realize the faults in their life and making them good people.
Just by the way of like the pinnacle deconstruction shows I've gone, like Evangelion at Madoka, the main character of that show would become God. Because that always fucking happens. God.
Entropy, Brandon. You don't understand. It's
Entropy.
How the world works.
I wish I was a god.
Chaos. The randomness in a system can only increase.
That was film theory. A bad explanation 101.
An abridged explanation of some aspects of film theory by Brandon.
Yeah, genre theory. It's really cool. I liked it. It was one of my favorite parts of film theory, film studies. The more you know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Do you want to throw any more cliche quotes at us?
If you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything.
So you wanted to make a point yesterday about, I think Keiki's voice actress.
Oh,
I did not recognize her. Who is she?
Popera.
Really?
It's Popera. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, voice actor, dude. Who knew they could voice act?
Who knew that she had that range?
Yeah. Also, Popera, a character who has a very high-pitched voice that I did not hate.
Put a single one on the board.
Boom.
One against the mob.
We were talking about working, and Popera is the short girl.
Yes.
That's basically it. There's only really one short girl, and that's it.
That is her defining. Well, there are two short girls.
Who's the other short girl?
What was her name?
Oh, fucking Blue Yamato.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yamato.
fuck her. She's fucking annoying.
Purple hair.
Fucking purple hair.
Yes.
Hated her.
Also from working?
Yes.
Also from working. Yes.
Yamato.
There was she was the one who runs away from home and changed her name to Yamato,
I
and
forgot what her original name was. Yeah.
only barely responds to it, which was half of the joke.
Oh my god, you're right.
What am I right about?
They did do that, like where they would say Yamato before the reveal that her name wasn't Yamato. Yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah.
actually, yeah. She didn't respond to it as fast as you normally would.
Yeah. Well, they would also start to. They knew something of her actual name. I don't remember how they knew it. They knew like either her first name or her last name, and so they would always start to say the other name, and she would immediately freak out.
Yeah. Working, another good show that we may or may not watch for this podcast.
It was a phenomenal show. It has a wonderful cast of quirky characters that all work very well together. Hence the show. Also, it has the greatest love story of all time with not Sanji the cook and girl with a katana. They were great together.
I mean, they were
took
great
3
together.
seasons to get there, but it was so good in that last season.
So they were together for a single episode at the end.
No, they were longer than that. They were together for
2 episodes. I remember 2 episodes.
It was like 4 or 5.
Oh my god, so long. It was okay. I liked it.
It was a good like culmination to their story. I felt like it didn't feel forced, and it felt realistic with their characters. I liked it a lot.
Realistically, though, like these 2 seasons aren't like years. It's like 3 months have gone by.
Working had that one girl character who was like afraid of men, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Androphobia.
And so she has to work on it with the main character, who sometimes dresses as a woman because reasons.
I mean, the reason is so that the girl won't be scared.
Well, it's also because he used to get dressed as a woman because his mom was like, or his dad was super obsessed with women.
I thought his mom was.
No, it was his dad, I'm pretty sure. His mom wasn't around because she's like a super politician.
Oh, right. Also, I thought it was his sisters that did that to him.
They did it to him later, but I think it starts with his dad.
It's a weird fucking dad.
It was a weird fucking dad. But I think he dies or leaves. I don't remember. Oh, no, she divorces him. No. I think he dies. I don't remember.
Who cares?
His dad isn't around anymore. We'll put it that way.
He went up to a farm upstate.
Yeah. He took the horse out to the glue factory and never came back. But yes. And then his whole family, other than him, is all women now. He has 4 sisters and his mom, but his mom isn't around either because she's like some super politician.
Yep, he has the lawyer. The lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer, the writer,
the
drunk bimbo,
and then
the younger sister, who in the course of the show becomes taller than him.
All right.
And he refuses to acknowledge that. He is in denial that he is the shortest one in his family.
Is he?
Yes. He is. He hates things that are tall because all of his sisters are like fucking dickheads to him. Well, 2 of his sisters are dickheads to him. So he only likes things that are small.
I think the writer's a dickhead. She can't fucking get up and walk. God damn it! I hate.
I mean, it's true that the writer is a bad sister, but the other 2 are like they beat him up and shit and are like, you know, degrading to him. Where the writer is just like is more of just like an annoyance.
What more could you want, though?
From women that would beat you up? Yeah. What more could you want? Dude, you would be your character is personified in this in fucking the oldest sister's ex-husband. Where he just literally calls her so that she could yell at him.
I fucking loved him. And they get divorced and get back together again.
He's just so happy. He's just like, she yelled at me again. Yes.
So that was this episode. IR Sport.
IR Smort. What are you going to sell out to? Smort guy.
Oh, fuck. We have to sell out the shit?
I mean, usually.
Oh, God.
We don't have a lot of traditions here on book club, but this is the oldest one we have.
It is. Oh no. You know, I had an idea for this and I completely forgot about it. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it the LastPass for having passwords that I could save and randomizing them. It's very secure. You guys should use LastPass or OnePass or whatever fucking password manager. Don't remember passwords anymore. Just remember one and make the other ones random. That's the best way to make up your passwords. Mostly because recently, on one of my old emails, they were like, "Yo, you just verify your Xfinity account." I don't have Xfinity,
Ooh,
so
that's
I don't
fun.
know what the fuck is going on. I checked the login status on my email. No one logged in, so I don't know what the fuck happened. So I just changed the password and that shit. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see if my identity gets stolen.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun surprise at some point. Let's see. Who do I want to sell out to today? What has benefited me the most in recent memory? I feel like I don't have anything good to sell out to right now. I'm going to sell out to an old faithful. You know what? Actually, I'm going to sell out to my father's favorite thing. In honor of my father and his horrible influence on my life, I will sell out to my father's favorite drug in existence, Afrin. He calls it nose crack because he just snorts that shit constantly. But if you need a nasal decongestant, because you have small sinuses like my father and I, and you want to be able to breathe through your nose, Afrin is fucking solid. Shit's addictive if it lets you breathe well, but it's so damn good.
I think selling out to prescription, or is it prescription over the counter?
It's over the counter.
Okay.
You can just go pick it up anywhere.
I think there might be a law against it. I don't know.
They're not paying me.
Yeah, they're not.
Am I not allowed to say like this shit's good?
I don't know. We'll find out if we ever get sued.
Yeah. If the US FDA comes after me at some point, YOLO. But for now, I'm just gonna say Afrin's good.
You're allowed to say something's a hell of a drug.
I feel like I should be able to say like this shit that literally any person can buy without showing an ID is good. Like I could understand if it was like an ID, or if it was a drug that you had to say like I am at least 18 to be able to order why can I not think of how to phrase the sentence?
You have to be 18 to order it.
Yeah.
I
still can't think of the way to. Moving on past that sentence. If it's a drug that you have to be 18 to be able to get, I can understand why the United States government wouldn't want you telling people to go get it. But anybody can go buy Afrin. I have never been asked to show my ID to buy a bottle of Afrin.
Hey, boys and girls, let's go get high off
nasal decongestant. It's
no,
not even
air cans.
Let's just go bomb whippets out of whipped cream cans.
Let's go to the whatever.
Let's go be Steve-O and fucking bomb a whole bunch of whippets and then staple our nutsacks to a wall.
Ugh. Alex, who would you have sell out to?
Okay.
You had all this fucking time.
No,
it's
I know.
hard. It is hard.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to phrase it. I'm going to sell out to Burger King. And the one time they had a Batman Beyond toy kids meal. And one of them was a giant ass Beyblade, which I used to hustle little kids for their money when we let it rip.
Jesus.
I had one of the metal ones.
Was a monster.
You fucking sharked kids on Beyblade.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, speaking of Beyblade, one of my little cousins was watching that yesterday.
Oh, dude.
That's still a show?
Yeah, I was doing something with the TV where I was gone for those couple of minutes, and I heard a distinct sound. I'm like, oh, I hear anime. I sense it. I turned around and I saw Beyblade, and I was like, damn, how did I fucking recognize that shit?
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Nick, I feel like you were part of that hustle life.
The Beyblade.
Well, not Beyblade specifically, but like either Beyblade or card games. It was one or the other.
I had a pretty good card sharp thing going on. It was more of a like, you know, it was more of a fact of like I had loose morals and stacking the deck in my favor was, you know, something that I was obliged to do if I felt like you know, there was money to be won. So I got better at like palming cards while shuffling when nobody was watching, so I could just stack the deck in my favor when it looked like I was shuffling. But yeah. So I could run a pretty mean like Yu-Gi-Oh hustle back in the day, or Magic the Gathering when I lived in Texas.
Yeah. Either for money or you could just do Battle City rules.
Shake hands, go out in the parking lot and cry.
Yeah.
Your two best cards. No, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, it was all about the fucking like it was all about getting rights to people's lunches. Because you always knew, like, there was the kid who was bad at cards but had good lunches that you were like, I can get his lunch.
I'm gonna make that kid starve.
I mean, you didn't take all of his lunch. It was always just like, give me your snack.
Give
me
me
your
your
snacks,
pudding.
nerd.
Sandwich.
I'll be taking your pudding cups now.
Well, I was Brandon.
I'm Nick.
You were
I'm
Nick.
Alex.
You were Alex.
And this has been yet another disappointment. Thank you for not joining us.